Morning guys, thanks for joining me on another adventure. I'm going to have a crack at doing Sunderland Point today. Now Sunderland Point is an area just south of Morecambe in Lancashire. The walk's going to take us about 1 hour 45 minutes and it's roughly about 4.5 miles long. So it's a circular route, so at least it takes us back to the starting point, which was the Carr Lane Car Park near Middleton. As usual, I'll put the starting points and map and details in the comments section underneath. So we'll see what we see. I'll bring you guys back later. Now, as you can see as we walk along, you can see where the tide level gets up to because of this band of debris that it's left behind. As you can see, there's quite a lot of wood and all sorts washed in with the tide, so it's quite a good place to come and collect wood if you've got a wood burning fire, or you want to maybe make something out of the wood that gets washed up along shore. Now the path follows the shoreline. In dry weather it's quite good, nice steady walking, but when it's wet, as you can see, it's pretty bad. It's taken me quite a long time to sort of navigate some really bad boggy areas, so if you're going to come in winter, particularly after it's been raining, I'd recommend coming in some wellies really. That's so you can avoid having to keep looking down where your feet are going all the time, like I'm having to do. But hey ho, take the rough with the smooth. We'll plod on. Hopefully it won't last much longer, this boggy stuff. You can see how flat the land is out to the sea, so all that gets covered by the tide when it comes in. In the far distance you can make out the sand, and over the estuary there you can see the Foul Coast, Blackpool, Cleveland. I can just about make out Blackpool Tower, but you guys probably can't see it on the camera. You can see there's quite a few deep gullies that pepper this area. Obviously they will fill up first when the tide's coming in. I think if you ventured out there to the edge of the grassed area, you'd be risking it if you didn't know what time the tide was coming, because you could actually end up getting cut off, I'm guessing. Going to detour off the track here and have a look at this bird hide that was constructed with money from the Lancashire Environmental Fund. You can see that. It's just a short detour and you get to it by going through one of these really old looking rustic gates. You know, looking at it, I wouldn't be surprised if they were constructed from driftwood that was washed up on the shore here. It's quite good. It's got posters up showing what sort of birds that you might see and a bit about them. So if you're taking this walk and you get caught in bad weather, it's a good place to just stop and have a bit of a break, get out of the weather for a bit, maybe have your sandwich or a drink of coffee or something. So our next point of interest is this unusual domed looking feature, which is known as the horizon chamber. They've even built some little stone seats, so we'll stop for a break here and look out across the bay. You really do have to watch your head here. I'm 5'8" and I reckon that's only about 5 foot. If you guys can see that. So basically how it works is the light comes in via that portal there and is reflected onto the wall across the way, but it'll be like an upside down image because it's not there's not enough light there, you can't really see it. Just down from the horizon chamber we've got this walled compound which supposedly contains the grave of a slave boy called Sambo. So as you can see, people have been leaving coins and little painted stones. There's an inscription there. So on the grave there is a plaque. It's quite hard to read, but it's a poem. It says, "Here lies poor Samboo, a faithful Negro who, attending his master from the West Indies, died on his arrival at Sunderland. It says, full 60 years the angry winter's wave has thundering dashed this bleak and barren shore, since Sambo's head laid in this lonely grave lies still, and ne'er will hear their turmoil more. Full many a songbird chirps upon the sod, and many a moonlight elfin round him trips. Full many a summer's sunbeam warms the clod, and many a tearing cloud upon him drips. But still he sleeps, till the awakening sounds of the archangel's trump new life impart. Then the great judge his approbation founds, not on man's colour, but his worth of heart. In the distance there you can see Isham Nuclear Power Station, and in the background you've got, I think it's Black Combe in Cumbria, and sweeping round to Barrow-in-Furness on the headland, which you probably can't see. So flat all the way out to the sea. Such a nice quiet walk. I started this walk around, it was about 9 o'clock in the morning. I've not been on it enough to know how busy it gets, but I'm guessing the majority of people just come to see Sambo's grave, maybe don't do the circular walk. If you come with a dog, it's a good walk for dogs, but it's very muddy, so obviously if you do bring your dog out this way, come prepared to clean it off. Bring plenty of bottles of water with you. Some remains of an ancient structure. I don't know if it's an old tidal break, or if somebody once had a boat maybe in this area and they used to keep it like a little mini harbour. It's ancient anyway. It's a long time ago. Coastline changes quite a bit here. It's gone from being muddy to quite rocky. Now as we approach Sunderland Point, you can just about make out Ploviscar Lighthouse, which was built in 1847. The original keeper used to live within a room that was no more than 6 feet across. These inquisitive birds are oyster catchers, which are a permanent resident to this area. This is the view north, looking towards Sunderland Point. Now you can hear bird song all around. I'm sure a keen bird enthusiast would know what they were in an instant, but if anybody does know what the birds are that you see around here, please let me know. Perhaps you can leave some comments. Look at the view they've got. Fantastic. Nice row of old cottages and houses. I'm guessing they were once lived in by probably the boat people that lived around here, you know, that worked around here, fishermen and people like that. So this is the little community of Sunderland. Take that lane leads you all the way back to Samboo's grave. You can actually cut across and miss out the actual Sunderland Point. It cuts you across to here. It cuts out probably a third of the walk. Now that's the Causeway Road, which is actually covered by the tide twice a day, I'm led to believe. So if you're going down there, just make sure you check the tide times. Example of what could happen, or worse. An old one. It's obviously been there a long time. You can tell a few tales, that boat. We go down here. shall I go over the footbridge or shall I just go there? I'll just go here. Plenty of these styles on this walk. This all looks really new. So we go through this kissing gate. And then we head up past Trumley Farm. It's not very well marked there, so it doesn't feel like you're going the right way, but it is the right way. Through here. As we leave Trumley Farm in the background and push on west back towards the car park. We get to this little corner and could go over the stile, but I'm not going to bother. The actual signpost is in the way. Now looking at it, the rest of the route from here back to the car park is all along roads, so at least it gives me a chance for my boots to clean off. Well, that's it guys, we're coming up on the finish of the walk. We've been walking for roughly about 2 hours and we've covered about 4.5 miles. It's been a good day for it really. Quite cool when I was on the coast, but okay now. Hope you've enjoyed it. Join me again soon for another adventure. Bye for now.